Hi, it's Anne here, and today's video is another weekly Shop My Stash. We are now on week number 13. Lucky number 13. I don't know what week it is for the year. I'll look that up and put it on the screen. I've missed a couple weeks previously, but yeah, we're on week number 13th. Last week was like a big week because I finished up 5 different categories. So as of last week, we went through all of, well, I guess as of today, finishing up week 12, I went through all of my eyebrow products, all of my mascaras, all of my face powders, all of my bronzers, and all of my highlighters. Face powders is all except for one, which I talked about. So yeah, we've gone through the full gamut of those categories. The category that will sort of end this project is blushes. I want to get through all of my like single blushes that I have. And that will be sort of like the wrap up of cycling through all of my collection. The 2 categories that I won't cycle through, I don't think, is my eyeliners and my single eyeshadows that are like not in a magnetic palette. So yeah, so this is last week's picks and nothing to mention, I don't think like stellar. I want to say I did really enjoy this. I wore this quite a bit, the Pixie Hello Kitty highlighter. I really more sort of targeted as like a blush topper, so like closer to the middle tops of my cheeks and maybe not so close to like the outer part of my cheek where I would maybe normally put highlighter. So yeah, I actually really quite enjoyed this. It was just kind of a different look. And the colored mascara from Maybelline, the Snapscara, looks a lot bluer in the tube. I would say it actually applies a lot darker. So I did try it like over top of black mascara as well as just on its own. And just on its own, it's pretty like, I don't want to say natural, but it's not as like bam in your face like black mascara. It's a little more subtle looking, but it also doesn't look super blue either. It was really interesting to just kind of wear it. Like I actually wore it with this liner, which is brown, and then a little bit of black liner, like tight lining, and I thought it looked really nice. It kind of worked out like a really interesting look that way, but subtle, like not so noticeable that someone's like, oh my god, you're wearing like blue mascara with brown eyeliner. Like it was all very subtle, but it all kind of blended together quite nicely. So yeah, all of these are actually going to go away. So for example, in the category of like bronzer and highlighter, these won't go back into the collection this week because I don't want to pick them just yet. So they're gonna go away, and yeah, we're gonna have like full drawers again for most of the categories. So now let's start picking items for week 14. Okay, here we are in the top drawer of things, which are the single eyeshadows. I'm kind of realizing now that I probably should have picked 2 single eyeshadows, like 2 eyeliners. But I didn't do that, more so because I'm like working through palettes as well. So let's just go with this guy. He's right here on the end. This is it will come in focus, Natasha Denona Chroma Crystal Liquid Eyeshadow, and this is in the shade, Moonstone, and I'll do a little swatch on my hand. I really enjoy this product, but I feel like this was a lucky, well, I did get it in my lucky bag, a lucky choice because I know not all of these shades are created equal in this line, and I feel like this one was like a good one. That was kind of a really, really thick swatch, but that's it right there. Let me kind of spread that out a little. Yeah, I put on way too much. This does like dry down and it like stays put. Does not move around. It's very, very pretty. So that's Moonstone from Natasha Denona. And now let's move on to the top drawer. Here we are with the top drawer. So I did refill these already, but they're going down pretty quick because I don't have very many primers. These are the leftovers of the foundations, still leftovers of concealer, and then I've refreshed all of my powders. So primer, let's just go with this guy. We're going to go with the Porefessional from Benefit. For concealer, the reason why I've kind of left these concealers is because they're all a little bit dark for me right now, but we're going to try and play with them. This one's probably not too bad for me right now. This is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer in the shade Cannelle. This is the first one that I bought. I've got a nice little pan in this one. The other one I have is Creme Brulee, and that's definitely a better shade match for me for right now. This one sort of works. This one actually has a bit of peachiness in it, so it's a little bit more of like a corrector. And it works when I have a bit more of a tan. As you can see on my hand there, it's a bit dark for me right now, but we'll play with it anyway and make it work. I feel like, what is it, Tim Gunn? Make it work. Same with concealer. Let's just go with this one. So I am panning, or I've put in my project pan the other shade of this, 203. This one is 205, which is natural beige. So again, this one's just more of a self-tan shade for me. I bought 2 shades of these foundations, the L'Oreal foundations that I have, because I did foundation testing. I believe this one was my favorite. But again, you can see there on its own, that one's way too dark for me. Definitely a self-tan shade. And then powder. So when I was pulling all the powders out, this one kind of struck my fancy, and maybe not in a good way. This is the Pure 4-in-1 Pressed Mineral Makeup SPF 15. I think I want to declutter this. I don't know. Let's try it this week. See how I feel. I do have pan in this. If I really dislike it this week, I will declutter it. But like, if I'm looking at all my powders, this is the one that stands out to me as the one that, if I had to choose one to let go, this is the one I would let go. I'm not overwhelmed by my powders, so it's interesting. I thought about this last week, slight tangent here. When I finished up sort of all those products in the 5 different categories, I was like, you know what? That felt pretty good. I felt like I used products for, had I not skipped a couple of weeks, it would be pretty much a quarter of the year. So there's like 12-ish products in each of those categories. Probably a couple more because I have like Project Pan stuff. And like in this case, I skipped a powder. But like, I think in my head, 12 to 14 products per category is a manageable amount. It's something that I feel like I have enough variety, yet I'm not overwhelmed by. Certain categories, I think like eyeliner, I could double that. Like I could go with, 24 or 28, somewhere in that range. But I feel like for most categories, I really should stick the 12 to 14 range. I feel like that's a comfortable range for me. Everybody's like comfort level is different. For me, that's a good like comfort level, because I'm feeling overwhelmed by the amount of blushes that I have, for example, because I'm still going on the blushes category. So anyway, this powder, I didn't say what shade this is. This is shade Porcelain. It's kind of a funny shade on me. I don't know if I can get a swatch. It's a little light. Maybe that's why I don't like it. It's kind of too light, and it's a little yellowy. You can kind of see it on my hand right here. It's probably one of the reasons why I don't like this. I just feel like this powder sits funny on my skin, and I know a lot of people love it, but I'm not really a fan. So that's everything from the top drawer. Let's move on. All right, here is the eye drawer. So I've restocked up the mascaras. Oh, is that? Yeah, that's mascara. Restocked up the eyebrow products. Still going on the eyeliners. I do have 3 mascaras here that I didn't put into the rotation. And I forgot that I have a mascara over here that I don't really use. So let's pull that on. I don't really use this because this is kind of a pain in the ass. There's like 2 steps to it. It's the Pure Cosmetics 3-dimensional Fiber Lash Mascara. I think this came in a top box or luxe box. So there's like a primer and a mascara, and there's like all sorts of instructions of like, prime, use 1 to 2 coats of the lengthening mascara from base to eyelashes. Build before mascara dries. Brush on lash lengthening fibers. So it's not really a primer. It's like a fiber and a lash mascara. So I don't know. I don't even know which one this is. That's the lengthening fibers, and that's the mascara. So let me like open the 2 up for you so you can just see what the brushes look like. I'm not a big fiber mascara person. I used a fiber mascara from Essence, and I felt like the little fibers were getting in my eyeballs. So it kind of bothered me. So I've kind of like stayed away from fiber mascaras. Maybe I can just keep the mascara and get rid of the fiber side. So this is the brush for the mascara. And I've kept the box because it has those crazy instructions. Yeah, like the fiber, I don't know if you can see this. It looks like I dragged the brush across like a cat bed and I picked up all the hairs. I don't know how well you can see that. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. I think it's all dried out anyway. Feels dry. I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to feel. Oh yeah, this is like hard. I think it's done. Oh yeah, like, can you see that? I think this is done. I don't know. I'm going to give it a go with the fiber thing just to see if I'm like, yeah, maybe it will like grip with the wet mascara. I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to feel like that. It's just weird. But we'll give it a go. I've hung on to it for this long. I don't even know, when did I get this? Oh, I don't have a date on this. Silly girl. We're just gonna have fun with that and see how that goes. It just creeps me right out, actually. So like I said, maybe I'll just keep the mascara from that, because I just don't see how the fibers are gonna work without looking like I brushed my lashes against a Muppet or something. Okay, liners. So I have quite a few liquid liners left. Let's go with this guy. This guy's not waterproof, which is super annoying because I thought it was waterproof. It said it was waterproof online. I should have returned it. This is the L'Oreal Infallible, the super slim. Just a black liner. It's not actually super slim. Like, I wouldn't say that is a super slim brush tip, but anyway. You can get a pretty fine point with it, but it's actually not, it's not as black as other blacks, I feel like when I look at it. I could be wrong, but visually looking at it, it doesn't look super black. So, go with that guy. I'm kind of like, it's not waterproof because last week it was like 20-something degrees here, Celsius. This week it's like 4 degrees, and it was wet snow, or kind of snowing, when I got home today. And I was like, what is this garbage? Not impressed. Eyeliner, let's just pick an easy one, since that one's a bit finicky. We're going to go with the Milani Stay Put liner in the shade Hooked on Espresso. This is like my favorite. I feel like this is just as good of quality as the Urban Decay 24/7 eyeliner. I mean, even the packaging totally replicates that. Yeah, it's a really, really good eyeliner. I haven't tried the black in this, but I would consider buying the black version of this as well. I don't know what other shades they have in this particular line, but this one's a good one. Let's swatch it. Let's swatch it between or beside that black, just to kind of show. There's the brown liner, and there's the black. Like, you can see the black is not super black compared to the brown. It's a very deep brown, though, to be honest. But I do really like this one. And then brow product. We still need to pick a brow product. Let's go with this guy, because I haven't used this. I feel like this was one of the early ones that I picked. I don't know. I don't really remember playing with it. So we're going to play with this again. I would like to pan this, but I would not repurchase it. Oh my god, what happened to it? I think this has gone wrong. Oh, that's so weird. I'm going to still try using it, as long as I don't break out, because it's just my eyebrows. But this was clear. Has anybody else had this product, and did this happen to you? This was full on clear. I bet I did. Oh, excuse me, I just coughed. I bet I didn't screw the lid on properly when I put this away. What? I mean, I'm definitely past the 6th month. I've had this since March 2021. So maybe we'll give it a go if I feel like the performance of it is no good. It smells okay. It doesn't really smell like anything. Maybe it smells like glue, but I don't remember what it smelled like before either. Like, it smells like gel. Anyway, that was a surprise. Like, it feels still waxy, but I mean, my other wax is like white as well. That is just weird. Sorry, something's a little froggy in my throat. That was just weird. That caught me off guard. So, let's move on to our final drawer. So, final drawer, highlight, bronzer, blush. We can see that highlight and bronzer are now fully stocked. Finally dwindling down on the blushes. I think I want to go with this guy. This is the Holika Jelly Blusher, Jelly Dough Blusher in the shade Nut something. Nut Jelly. I picked this one because I thought it was going to be more brown, and it's just a little more peachy than I thought it would be. It feels really interesting. So this is what it looks like. Maybe it'll be in focus. Hopefully you can see that. It's kind of like a putty-like texture. And yeah, it just ended up being more orangey, peachy than I wanted it to be. I was hoping it was going to be a bit more brown-like. I don't know, I was in this like mental phase of wanting to get brown blushes. But this one was more orangey. So there's that guy. Comes with like a little spongy too. I like the packaging on this though. Like, it's super cute. And I do like the product itself. It's just the shade ended up not being kind of what I hoped. Bronzer. What will we go with? Let's go with this guy. I like this one. This is the Buxom bronzer in Staycation Vibes, and it's this shade Rooftop Tan. I think they discontinued these. I'm not sure. I should look on their website, but I'm pretty sure these got discontinued. I don't know why. Quite a nice little bronzer. A little pattern in there. Do a little swatch. It looks very similar to the blush, actually. It's kind of funny. There's not a lot of tone difference. They'll blend together quite nicely. Let's pick a highlight that will go with those then. I feel like more of a yellow highlight will work better. Let's go with this guy. It's not really yellow, but it's like a fair champagne. So it's the Pretty Vulgar Shimmering Swan highlighter in Glimmers of BS. It's quite a funny name. The pan looks kind of funny in this one, but I think it works just fine still. Let's go with a little swatch. I think that looks really good together. I think those shades look really good together. What do you think? I'm liking that. It's a very subtle, peachy, warm cheek look. I'll get this upcoming week. Which, if you saw my Twitter, no, what am I talking about? Instagram. I just posted that I did change my hair, so there's no more purple in my hair. It's not, I don't know if you saw that. I couldn't see where. There's my hair. It's not purple anymore. Oh, on camera, I never know what it's going to look like on camera. It's kind of a light pink, and in some places it's kind of white. Didn't turn out, I don't think, how I expected or how my hairdresser expected either. But I don't mind it. It's a little more subtle than I think I was hoping for, even though I did ask for like a light pink. So I might go back to him and get like more pink added, or I might just do it myself. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, it's different. So now, like, anytime you change your hair color, it kind of like messes with how you play with your makeup. But I feel like, I just washed it all off, wiped it all in my hand. But I feel like that sort of like peachy stuff will work well with my hair now. Whereas when my hair was very purple, I felt like cool tone makeup looked better, and warm tone makeup, I didn't really like the way it looked on my face as much. I'm over explaining now, so let's wrap up this video. I'll just do a quick summary, and I'm not going to talk about eyeshadow palettes because I haven't picked one, and I need some time to pick one. So, and I just kind of want to finish up this video. So we'll just do a quick summary, and that will be today's video. Alright, here is the roundup of this week's products. I'm pretty happy about this. It's funny because certain products in here I feel like I just used and I have a really good memory of, and other products I'm like, it's been a while. I don't know if I like it. I don't remember it. But yeah, it'll be interesting to deal with this week. I need to make a decision about this. If I'm going to keep both pieces or just keep the mascara. I think I could potentially even get rid of both pieces. But yeah, that's going to be interesting. Same with this. Because wow, that really changed. And I've had it since March 2021. And it was fine up until this like round. But I'm just thinking, like, you know, I stored it in a different place. I probably didn't close the lid properly when I last used it. I don't really know what happened with that Anastasia Brow Freeze. But you know what? I'm not mad. I'm not sad. Because, like, I didn't really care for the product in the first place. Like, it didn't do what I wanted it to do. Anyway, talking about palettes, I do want to mention, I did have this palette out. This was the Pillow Talk palette from Charlotte Tilbury. I use this quite a bit. Like I said, I do enjoy this palette, even though I think it's way too expensive for what it is, but I do like the looks that I get out of it. It's an easy, everyday kind of palette. And I'm still going to keep this one out for a little bit longer because I didn't use it at all this past week. It's the Little Twin Stars palette by Sugar Pill. I've used this shade, I think, and that's it. I don't think I've used anything else. So I need to use at least a few other shades in this before I put it away. And yeah, I haven't thought about what palette to pick yet. I have so many spring palettes, and I feel like spring is coming and going really quickly. So I need to pick a couple of spring palettes. I'll probably pick maybe a ColourPop palette. I feel like there's a couple ColourPop palettes that I was thinking about to pull. So yeah, you'll see whatever palettes I pick, I will show in next week's video. Anyway, I hope you like this weekly Shop My Stash. If you did, feel free to give a little thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye!